Okay, ma'am, start. Ma'am, start, please.
Good afternoon, all the viewers, and welcome to the next session of National Education Policy. Today, my topic of discussion is a very important one, and that is concerning the teachers. It is about teacher education. Before that, I would like to express my thanks towards the whole SCRT organizing team, namely Mr. Pramod Kumar, Mr. Dheeraj, Mr. Sanjay, Mr. Manoj Kumar, under the able guidance of Dr. Naha Singh and SCRT Director Shri Rajneesh Kumar Singh ji, who have given me the opportunity to talk about this very important topic and have invited me not only for this but has very gratefully have also allowed me to express my own views regarding the implications of the teacher education policy vis-a-vis Delhi. So, welcoming you all. First and foremost, we need to talk about the national education policy uh, vis-a-vis 2020. Let me first tell you what I'm going to talk about. So today's outlay for the topic is we would first be discussing the vision of NEP 2020. What are the objectives of teacher education? Teacher education presently, that is in today's scenario, will be discussed. Preparation of teachers as per NEP 2020, the expectations, moving teacher education into multidisciplinary universities, that is the main focus of NEP 2020. And so I would like to discuss the last NEP, that is 1986, in respect with the NEP 2020. What are the differences between the two and how to take the things forward according to NEP for Delhi State? So that would be the last topic. So, friends, again, welcome for joining me here. And let's begin with the vision of NEP 2020 with respect to the teacher education. National Education Policy 2020 envisions an India centric education system that contributes directly to transforming our nation sustainability into an equitable and vibrant knowledge society by providing high quality education to all. What are the objectives of the same? To ensure that the teachers are given the highest quality training in content, pedagogy, and practice. To move the teacher education system into multidisciplinary colleges and universities, a very vital objective, a 4-year degree bachelor in education to be the minimum requirement that would be needed by 2030 for becoming a teacher. The teacher recruitment process would be strengthened and made transparent to ensure that all students at all levels of school education are taught by passionate, motivated, highly qualified, professionally trained, and very well equipped teachers. So let's have a look at the today's scenario. Today, as we all know, that most of the institutions are providing teacher education into very small colleges and that too in the private sector, which offers only a very single narrow program where there is general lack of commitment to the need for rigor and quality in teacher preparation. Even the statistics provided by MHRD, that is the All India Survey for Higher Education data given for 2015-16, tells us that 17,000 plus colleges in India teach just a single program, and nearly out of that, 90% are teacher training institutes. As per Justice J.S. Verma Commission in year 2012, this commission was constituted by Honorable Supreme Court. It reveals that a majority of these standalone teaching institutes, that is almost over 10,000 in number, are very sadly not attempting serious teacher education. So now what does the NEP 2020 envisages? It talks about the teacher preparation. Teacher preparation is an activity that requires multidisciplinary perspectives and knowledge. Also, it also talks about formation of dispositions and values and the development of practice under the best mentors. Teachers must be grounded in Indian values, ethos, knowledge, and traditions, besides being well versed in latest advances in education and pedagogy. So, all of us also know that system is in a dire need to raise standards and restore integrity, creditability, efficacy, and high quality to the teacher education system. So, let's have a look at the roadmap to develop teachers as per NEP 2020, restoring integrity and creditability to the teacher education system. The integrity and creditability of the teacher education system has unfortunately taken a great hit and witnessed a severe decline. This is due to the thousands of teacher education institutions that are solely commercial operations. If teacher education is to improve and need to reach the levels of integrity and creditability, this is required to restore the prestige of teaching profession. It must be carried out urgently because the future of nation, my friends, is truly at stake in this matter. Bringing efficacy and high quality to the teacher education system through strong education departments in multidisciplinary colleges and universities. Teacher education requires multidisciplinary inputs and a combination of high quality content and pedagogy. This can only be truly attained if teacher preparation is conducted within composite multidisciplinary institutions. Integrated programs of teacher preparation for all levels of education and in all areas of curriculum must be in higher education sector while single stream programs need to be phased out. To this end, all large multidisciplinary universities, including all public universities, as well as all model multidisciplinary colleges, must aim to establish, develop, and house outstanding education departments, which, aside from carrying out cutting edge research in various aspects of education, will also run B.Ed programs to educate future teachers. This would be in collaboration with other departments such as psychology, philosophy, sociology, neuroscience, Indian languages, arts, history, and literature, as well as various other specialized subjects such as science and mathematics. Therefore, all currently existing genuine teacher education institutions, they should aim to become multidisciplinary higher educational institution by year 2030. Substandard and dysfunctional teacher education institutes that do not meet basic educational criteria will be closed. All TEIs will be held accountable for adherence to the basic criteria of approval of their programs. After giving 1 year for remedy, if any breaches are found, they will be shut down. In case the breaches are not remedied, there must be a sound legal approach developed to make sure this enforcement is carried out effectively. By 2023, according to NEP, India should have only educationally sound teacher preparation programs in operation. Developing professionally competent teachers, all others must be shut down. For this, a rigorous monitoring and review cleanup of the teacher education sector is necessary. Therefore, a quasi judicial body may be constituted for this mission mode cleanup exercise. Good teachers are prepared and developed by good teacher educators. Faculty of teacher education must be experts in diverse fields, both theoretical and practical. This ought to be done in a 4-point program. So, we all know that good teacher education requires expertise across all areas connected to education. Specialists in early childhood education, understanding and pedagogy of subjects, assessment, curriculum and material development, school leadership and management, along with psychology, philosophy, sociology, knowledge of India, and history of education. Institutions that can provide for faculty across disciplines and offer different programs besides teacher education are the best suited to run teacher preparation programs. Admission to pre-service teacher preparation programs, like all higher education institutions admissions, it will be carried out in large part through subject and aptitude tests that would be conducted by the national testing agencies. It is often seen that the faculty members of teacher education institutes are mostly isolated from the larger community of researchers and educators. Curriculum and pedagogy in teacher education must provide for rigorous theoretical understanding of educational perspectives, subjects, and pedagogy, along with a strong theory practice connect. Therefore, the teachers must engage deeply with education, its history, aims, connect with society, and the ethical morals. They need to have an appreciation of issues around child development and social context of learning. In addition to this conceptual understanding of the subject matter and learning how to teach, both are equally important. Moving all teacher preparation programs into multidisciplinary higher education institutions, building education departments and connections between HEIs and schools or school complexes. This point is very important as envisaged by NEP 2020. It speaks about 4-year integrated B.Ed that will be in place by 2030 and would become the minimal degree qualification for all school teachers. All pre-service teacher education programs will henceforth be offered only and only in multidisciplinary higher educational institutions to satisfy the modern requirements of the teaching profession. This would give teachers the multidisciplinary exposure and education necessary to become outstanding teachers. Multidisciplinary higher educational institutions will work towards establishing high quality education departments and teacher education programs and will be supported by government as necessary to achieve the goal. Such HEIs will ensure the availability of a range of experts in education and related disciplines as well as specialized subjects. Each higher educational institution is supposed to have a network of government and private schools and school complexes to work with in close proximity, where potential teachers will teach students, and this would be in addition to other synergistic activities between HEIs and school complexes such as community service, adult and vocational education, etc. HEIs will develop holistic teacher education programs based on their academic subject strengths related to education as well as in specialized subjects beyond the teaching of cutting edge pedagogy. The curriculum will also include and will be grounded in sociology, history, science, philosophy, psychology, early childhood education, functional literacy and numeracy, knowledge of India and its values, ethos, arts, and traditions. By 2030, every HEI offering a teacher education program will be multidisciplinary and offer the 4-year integrated B.Ed program. As we can all see, that the 4-year integrated B.Ed will be a dual major liberal bachelor's degree. That is, it would be in education as well as a specialized subject, which can be language, history, music, mathematics, computer science, chemistry, economics, etc. Each HEI offering the 4-year integrated BA may also design a 2-year BA on its campus, as described in for outstanding students who have already received a bachelor's degree and wish to pursue teaching. Now, the various departments of education in universities have also been very clearly stated by the NEP 2020. Departments of education in universities, in addition to teaching, need to be strengthened. The faculty at such departments will be multidisciplinary in nature. They should have good track records of research as well as publications. Here they have talked about the centers of excellence in education at universities. Now these departments of education will aim to provide quality teacher preparation programs. That would be both in pre-service as well as in-service modes for school teachers and research programs to prepare researchers and faculty in higher education. These departments of education will nurture collaborative relationships with all other departments in the university for teacher preparation and with schools in their neighborhood where student teachers may intern and also engage. This would be in order to develop their practice. Capacity planning for teacher education. A careful and a comprehensive planning exercise will be undertaken immediately by the Rashtriya Shiksha Ayog. And then once every 5 years, the centers as well as states would undertake this very careful and comprehensively planned exercise. Faculty in teacher education. Departments of education must include diverse faculty to represent the range of expertise which is required for the teacher preparation. That would be knowledge of experience of teaching, multidisciplinary perspectives on society, aims of education, nature of knowledge and inclusion, and knowledge of pedagogy, curriculum, and evaluation. Faculty must also have a very good track record of research, publication, is also very, very relevant. Departments of education must also be able to offer programs that are blended or part time and to enable practicing teachers to continue with their higher education studies and aspire for professional mobility. Research based teacher preparation has been talked about again and again, but we know that the last 30 years have seen significant developments in educational research and understanding of how students learn on teacher preparation and how schools can function to achieve quality in learning. These developments have only been possible through research internationally and several innovative field experiments that are truly and uniquely Indian. Likewise, departments of education in Delhi will support vibrant research groups that will conduct many field experiments, and all the faculty will be encouraged to engage in the research. Interdepartment collaborations for special subjects. Departments of arts, fine arts, performing and folk arts at the university would be encouraged to establish or collaborate with departments of education to offer programs in teacher education, postgraduate and doctoral programs. Again and again, the has been given to these doctoral programs to bring in the quality teaching and that too through the quality teacher educators. Development of knowledge related to teaching, pedagogy, and various aspects of education, including equity, issues of marginalization, economics, and financing of education, policy and management, and leadership at university, and all through this through the main focus is on the research, and that can be attained only through the research as per NEP 2020. Faculty for teacher education. Now, this is very important because we all know that a teacher is the main focus, the pivot around which the whole of the education revolves, and the faculty programs for the teacher have to be in place. For faculty of teacher education programs must reflect the range of specialization from multidisciplinary perspectives that are required for teacher preparation today. They must be supplemented by faculty with master's and PhD degrees in various related disciplines such as science, psychology, cognitive studies, human development, linguistics, and many other disciplines. Teaching experiences, research experiences at field stations, publications in international peer reviewed journals of education, and allied disciplines. These are some of the other critical skills and competencies that will go towards making up a well rounded faculty in a good department of education. Next is how to prepare such faculty. So, for that, I would say that the large scope of the teaching programs required for school teacher preparation across all levels and disciplines, they point to the need for faculty which has a wide range of PhDs in education and in many related disciplines such as science, mathematics, psychology, child development, sociology, linguistics, so on and so forth. These two from the reputed institutions that would meet not only national but international standards has to be encouraged to enter the profession and contribute as faculty of teacher education programs. For this, the faculty profile has to be taken care of. The faculty profile in departments of education will necessarily have to be diverse. Not everyone would be required to have a PhD, but teaching experience and field research experience will be highly valued. Faculty with training in areas of social sciences that are directly relevant to school education, for example, psychology, child development, linguistics, sociology, philosophy, science, as well as from science education, mathematics, social science education, language education programs, that would be attracted and retained in teacher education institution. All this is done to strengthen the multidisciplinary education of teachers and provide rigor in conceptual development as envisaged by the NEP 2020. The focus of the departments of education will be not only a specialized faculty, but albeit on creating a well rounded faculty with a diversity of experience as well as expertise. Let's also have a look at the faculty in higher education according to NEP, what would be done for that and how to improve also as to integrate it with the education system. Exposure to pedagogy during PhD programs. All fresh PhD entrants, irrespective of discipline, whether they are majoring maybe in science or maths or linguistics, they will be required compulsorily to have taken an 8 credit courses in teaching or education or pedagogy that would be related to their chosen PhD subject. So that is going to be a minimum requirement as well as a necessity while the PhD entrants are doing their doctoral training periods. Exposure to pedagogic practices, designing curriculum, credible evaluation systems, and so on. This is now desirable since many research scholars out of this will become a faculty and that those would be placed in the education system. Human resource development centers and continuous professional development of teachers at departments of education. In service, CPD for college and university teachers will continue now at HRDC, that is, Human Resource Development Centers and Continuous Professional Development at the Departments of Education. They will be allowed to undertake the in service CPD both for the college as well as university teachers. Let's also have a look at NEP 1986 and NEP 2020. Now we see that there is a marked difference between the two, though in content, but my dear friends, never in intent. In NEP 1986, there were allowed very standalone institutions according to the need and hour of that particular time when education was not attained for all. Now, this has upgraded, and according to NEP 2020, only multidisciplinary institutions have to be in place, and no standalone institution would be there compulsorily by 2030, and most probably till 2023, they have to be phased out. Initially, in NEP 1986, as we all know, that we have done and started 1 or 2 year B.Ed course. But now it has come up as a different 4 year integrated course, though there would be scope for exiting out for few after 1 or 2 years, depending on their whatever they have attained as per education, whether they are graduates, postgraduates, etc. Standalone education department was there in NEP 1986. But now in NEP 2020, it is envisaged, it is seen as collaboration with other departments such as psychology, philosophy, sociology, neurosciences, Indian languages, arts, music, history, literature, physical education, science, and mathematics. This is done, my dear friends, so that we can have the best from all the subjects, and the teacher educator would then be the best amongst all, because ultimately it is the teacher who provides the nation with the doctors, with the engineers, with the artists, and with the photographers as well. Single bachelor degree would have sufficed according to NEP 1986. But now, 4 year integrated B.Ed, as I just explained again, will be a dual major holistic bachelor's degree as well as with the specialized subject. So now the students have whole plethora of all the subjects to choose from. Single discipline institutes that restricted their research was the day in NEP 1986. But now NEP 2020 sees multidisciplinary institutes that will aim to carry out cutting edge research, that too in collaboration with all other departments. Now, how would that be achieved is a big question that we would deal in the last uh, subtopic, that would be about the implications. Diet work at district level and SCRT work at state level was seen by NEP 1986 and was also appreciated at all the levels for the great initiation of the work and the quality of the work that was undertaken by the SCRT all over India. But according to NEP, now the DITES will not work as standalone institutions and have to be upgraded into the multidisciplinary department. INSET, that is the in-service teacher education program, and that to the training program, as we all know, was undertaken by DITES and SCRT as per NEP 1986. But now in service through human resource development centers, as I just explained in the last slide, as well as the continuous professional development of the teachers will be taken up by these centers. So these were the major differences that I just discussed with you between the NEP 1986 and NEP 2020. Where is the road forward? So, how do we go about it when we have seen that there are very many major differences between the NEP 1986 and NEP 2020? And in NEP 2020 not only sees a major fluctuation and a shift, it is a paradigm shift in the education system, but how to go about it is a big question, not only for us, but also for the states of India, if they really have to achieve this aim by 2020-30. So the task is humongous. I just have brought out a few implications vis-a-vis NEP 2020 that Delhi has to undertake. So, road ahead in view of NEP 2020 for Delhi, there are many substantial requirement of public investment for model multidisciplinary colleges by 2029, substantial standalone teacher education institute to be converted into multidisciplinary by 2030, range of specialization, expertise at master level, and research degrees to be encouraged, preparation of data, and predictive analysis is also very, very important. Also, so let's talk about the implications. Creation of substantial new teacher preparation capacity. The fundamental transformation of the 4-year integrated teacher preparation program on one hand, and the shutting down of dysfunctional institutions, on the other hand, will require the creation of substantial new teacher preparation capacity. Substantial public investment will be required for the sector. An estimate will be made annually every year for the next 10 years, and that too provided on priority. Each public university by 2024 and Model Multidisciplinary College by 2029 will offer a 4-year teacher program. Therefore, philanthropic efforts will be encouraged in the sector through special schemes to be designed by RSA. Conversion of independent teacher education institutions to the multidisciplinary ones have to be taken care of. So for that, I would suggest that all independent TAIs now have to be compulsorily converted to multidisciplinary institutions by 2030, since they will have to offer the 4-year integrated teacher preparation program. The departments would have to be encouraged to offer a range of specialization at the master's level and research degrees to cater to the range of expertise that will be needed. These centers must also be able to offer programs which are blended and part time to enable practicing teachers to continue their higher education studies and aspire for professional mobility. They must develop courses and activities for in service CPD of teachers and offer mentoring programs to beginning teachers. Department of Education and Centers of Excellence in Teacher Education need to be set up at interested universities based on predictive data analysis and the requirement for teachers in school and higher education and the corresponding faculty for teacher education. Now, for that, I would suggest, because this is a great implication and the Delhi state has to do something about it, for that, we need to collect, as a very first step, the data so that how many teachers or how much faculty is required, be it schools or HEIs. To match the demand and supply of teachers and faculty for teacher education is very much necessary. Only then we can set up or also upgrade the teaching institutions that are standalone institutions into the multi-graded or the multidisciplinary ones. Online education, as I had mentioned before, is very, very important. That too in the present scenario. Such courses and activities for in service teachers, as well as the mentoring programs for beginning teachers, need to be developed. All courses offers must be available in range of formats that should include not only part time but evening, blended, and online, in addition to the full time programs already running. The discipline of education and practice of teacher education must draw on the best of these to provide student teacher with rich understanding and practices that are drawn from all Indian efforts and innovations. Especially Delhi has seen very many innovations and creativity during the past few years. And from the not only from the Delhi or India, but my friends, we really have to look beyond into the more contextualized global best and to draw out the best practices from all over the world. To be on the top, as we always have been, collaborations between departments will be needed for education in other disciplines so that stage specific preparation of subject teachers, specialist teachers, and teachers of special subjects can be taken up. University managements must actively promote these interdepartmental collaborations. The Masters in Education, with a range of specializations, would enable the development of professionals and researchers for various areas of education, including pedagogic subjects in different curricular areas, evaluation, assessment, school leadership and management, policy studies, foundational area of educational, psychology, sociology, history, philosophy, financing of education has come up a big way, comparative and international education, and finally, last but not least, ICT and education. Some of the faculty who have the expertise to teach but are lacking in experience and in practice of the teacher preparation. There have to be certain induction programs for such teachers. They have the expertise, right? But they are lacking in experience. So, what do we do about that? For that, we have which should be made available for such faculty before they take up teaching duties. It will be left to the individual departments now of education to design such induction programs for their own faculty and deliver them maybe through their own more experienced faculty. So that would take care of this implication or this hurdle. Faculty members in universities and colleges need to have opportunities to develop their own understanding of the development of education, curriculum, pedagogy, and evaluation of their disciplines. They need to be inducted and exposed to contemporary pedagogic practices and use the resources in teaching. Resource scholars, they are being looked at in NEP in a big way. Research scholars should have a minimum number of hours of actual teaching experience that they would gather through teaching assistantship and other means. Therefore, PhD programs at university around the country must be reoriented for this program, and that is going to be a big challenge, and that too in a state like Delhi now. Opportunities for the PhD students to assist faculty as teaching assistants, they have to be created in more numbers as a part of all PhD programs. So this is one another point which we have to look at to improve and increase the quality of education. However, now these centers will be integrated completely into the universities. As we have already seen that these were as a separate centers till now because now they would be integrated into the universities, which are presently hosting them, instead of seen as external entities. Therefore, the human resource development centers have to be integrated. So, how is that going to be done? That has to be done either to be a part of Department of Education, where if one already exists, or else they can become a seed for creating such a department. So it can be done in multi-folk way or two folk, I would say, approach is required for that. Also, the sustained focus on the facilitating the work of teachers and higher education faculty member. So, a senior functionary, how do we do that? How is it that some of the policies are only made, put forth, discussed, deliberated upon, but never see the light of the day? So, for that, a very important preposition is that a senior functionary in both central and all state governments, which should not be below the rank of joint secretary, should be made responsible for addressing the concerns of teachers and ensuring their ability to function smoothly. Teachers will be able to escalate grievances, as has been put in by many of my colleagues during their deliberations, that there are very many grievances. So, a happy teacher will only make a happy student. Therefore, I would say that a senior functionary not the below the line rank of Joint Secretary as proposed in NEP 2020 also should be there. So, and or equivalence, joint secretary or equivalence in each state. The aim is to ensure that the work of teachers, teacher educators, and all higher education faculty members, which is central to the quality education, is never hindered in order to enable constant innovations and progress in the sector. So, with that, I come to the end of my today's discussion. Hope I have been able to put in some light and throw some light and give my perspective on the teacher education chapter 15 of NEP 2020. So, in the end, thank you all very much for being patient listeners. And in the end, I would say happy learning, teaching to all. Thank you very much.